I used to be very scared to build my brand and put myself out on social media. I wasn't good in front of a camera. I used to get nerves. I used to sweat. I used to get anxiety about thinking with the bright lights on me and all of this. I was just trying to wing my content on a monthly basis, looking up ideas from somewhere else on my own. My content wasn't hitting. I was getting zero engagement, and I had been trying for a couple straight years to blow this thing up, and nothing was working. So the problem with most people is they have scattered focus. And if you have scattered focus, you're gonna get scattered results. I wanted to stop the wheel spinning and start getting actual results. And that was when the real magic happened. My name's Eric Chatterton. I am the founder and CEO of Gibby's Capital Investments, which is my investment firm. I also help with real estate education with students nationwide, and I speak on stages coast to coast. The problem with me, because I'm such a busy entrepreneur, I've got multiple irons in the fire at all times, and I'm traveling dang near every single week. I just didn't have the time to be able to come up with the best ideas for my content to actually reach the people I'm trying to reach. So the biggest things that I was struggling with before were sourcing good content ideas, and then also making the videos like come out looking the way that they were supposed to. I really tried this for months. I tried coming up with my own ideas, and I had a hard time getting the creative side of my brain to come out. I have all the magic up here in my brain right now, but getting it actually into a video form, I just had a hard time doing. I've got a home studio here and I've got 5 different sets. I put a ton of time into building them myself and getting them to look good. The problem is with my lack of experience, I use my phone. I even bought a super nice camera, and I was trying to set it up in this studio here, and I wasn't getting that like crispy, clean look that I was looking for. Like never, I couldn't do it. And I was looking up YouTube video after YouTube video. And I kid you not, I spent at least 25 to 50 straight hours of learning about camera settings and all the stuff, and I still couldn't get the type of quality that him and his team put together for me. I had a lot of options when it came to who I was gonna choose with regards to my videography and my editing, and I did a lot of research. I went and looked up some of the most powerful videographers and editors in the Houston area. I reached out to several. One of the things that stood out right away was the response time. I reached out and instantly I got a response, and what's cool about it is I felt like my business was as important to them as my videos were to me and my brand was to me. They made me feel important right away, but then number 2 was Gage's persistence, because he could tell that I was a busy entrepreneur right from the get-go. And there was times where we'd be close to finalizing our plans, and then I'd go on a work trip, and then, he'd follow up with me, and then I'd get consumed by another 50 or 75 emails, and I'd forget about it. And his follow-up was through the roof. And so where most people would have just like, oh, Eric doesn't want to work with me, he didn't give up on me. And because of that, I was like, man, if he goes to bat for his clients like this, what kind of magic could we create together as a team when we're both all in? I start working with them, and from the very first session, we recognized that I was all over the place with my content, my ideas, who my avatar even was. I didn't even know what an avatar was before working with them. And then we put intentional time into structuring all of the important parts of what I was trying to accomplish, who my avatar is, what my niche is, what my pillars are. Gage and his team, they actually they pull the ideas out of you and they get you thinking different, and they actually help engage you to pull the best content that you have up here out and bring it to reality. That was what I had a hard time doing. So one of the coolest parts that I'll do with Gage is we'll have these little breakout sessions where I'll start talking about one of my ideas, and then he'll just challenge me with probing questions, and I come up with even better ideas because he's pulling it out of me. And then those ideas turn into some of my best content because they're raw, they're organic. I got tons of help when it came to scripting out my videos, coming up with trending topics, and actually finding topics that hit home with my target audience. All these content ideas were coming. There were trending topics, good quality scripts too. We had to work through some things at the beginning, but we refined it together, and we came up with a system that just starts flowing, and it made my content so much more effective and so much more impactful for the people listening. Now it's at the point where him and the team will come in and we'll put maybe 2 or 3 hours max, and we can pump out a whole entire month's worth of content. We can pump out 40 to 60 videos in that period of time. It's because we put in that work at the beginning, And now we're just flowing, which is fun because it makes the content more fun too. And if you're having fun with your content, you're gonna have a much bigger impact with the people looking at it. Because now the team comes out, they know where to place the lighting, they know how to mic me up to make that crispy, clean look that I'm looking for to really make me stand out in my niche. Now I do all my Zoom calls in here in this studio, and I can change my backdrop because not only do they record for me and edit for me, but they also have taught me how to properly move things around to get the best result that I'm looking for. I get compliments literally every single week from people that I jump on Zoom calls with or I'm doing investor calls with. And it's because of what I've learned through working with these guys. I would say that I am a much more of a creative individual now, just learning how to articulate my thoughts and my ideas into actual content has made me be a stronger communicator for sure. Like I just show up and start talking. They're the ones that make the real magic happen. All of this is important because these days, if you don't have a brand, then you've got nothing. Most people are spending their time on their phones these days and scrolling through social media. And if you can't stand out, then what are you, right? Andrews Media has helped me to stand out. Some of my content has actually been reposted and reshared by people that I look up to in my own industry. I've been starting to get invited onto podcasts, invited to speak across stages because of the brand that I've created and because I've been continuing to put myself out there and I've been consistent. And even times I didn't want to be consistent, the team has kept me in line with what my goals are. Because of that, we keep elevating every single month. Our content gets better, we get more dialed in, we get stronger ideas, more trending topics, and our content is getting more views, more shares, more likes, all at the exact same time. I would recommend any business owner, any influencer, anyone that's trying to create a personal brand to go and work with these guys. I wanted to stop the wheel spinning and start getting actual results. And so I started working with somebody that actually cared about my success as much as I did. And that was when the real magic happened. If you're someone that's on the fence about working with Andrews Media, then I would just tell you it's not your fault. It's just because you haven't worked with someone like that before. My advice to you, get off the fence and jump all in because you're just wasting time trying to reach people with messages that aren't refined and articulated the right way. When you work with a team that cares about you and your success and that actually helps you feel comfortable along the way, it gets a lot easier. And so you look at where I'm at now versus where I was when I first started, and I attribute all of that growth to Andrews Media, helping me become the best influencer and content creator that I can be for my business.